Who's this little girl? You're prettier than half my daughters.
Hey, what's up, free folk? So I've been working on a Stannis video for a few days and I just stumbled on an idea, so I figured I'd bust this out real quick. This is part of a series I'm going to do over the course of the year about Season 8 predictions, and I'm calling this number 2, even though it's the first one I'm going to publish because number 1's important to me, and it better happen. Alright, so first I want to read you the passage. It's the first 7 sentences in Book 2, A Clash of Kings. It's my favorite book. This is the prologue where poor old Maester Cresson dies, where he tries to kill Mel, and it ends up backfiring. Maester Cresson's one of the few people in the world who truly loves Stannis, looks at him like a son ever since Stannis' parents died in a storm off the coast of Storm's End. In fact, even though maesters are sworn to castles, not to lords, Maester Cresson followed Stannis to Dragonstone, after King Robert won his rebellion and gave Storm's End to their younger brother Renly. And I said this in the Stannis video that I'm going to release next week, but it's worth saying again. Stannis was offended by this. He felt like it was his right to inherit Storm's End, the Baratheon seat, now that Robert had the throne. But Robert gave it to their younger brother Renly. However, more than likely, Robert did this as an honor. Stannis forgot that throughout Targaryen history, the Targaryen heirs were named Prince of Dragonstone, and until Robert had a male child, Stannis was his heir. So Stannis should have been happy to get Dragonstone, but that's besides the point for this video. So this chapter is when Maester Cresson tries to poison Melisandre. He did it for love of Stannis, and it's sad because it didn't work, and we all know the dark path that this fanatic led him down. Here are the first 7 sentences of the book. Quote, "The comet's tail spread across the dawn, a red slash that bled above the crags of Dragonstone like a wound in the pink and purple sky." That first line's pretty interesting. A wound, almost like it's breaching the realms between life and death. Alright, continue on. Sentence 2. "The maester stood on the windswept balcony outside his chambers. It was here that the ravens came after a long flight, their dropping speckled gargoyles that rose 12 feet tall on either side of him, a hellhound and a wyvern, 2 of the 1,000 that brooded over the walls of the ancient fortress. When he first came to Dragonstone, the army of stone grotesques had made him uneasy, but as the years passed, he had grown used to them. Now he thought of them as old friends. The 3 of them watched the sky together with foreboding." As soon as I read this, I thought, whoa, seeing the gargoyles is scary, as monsters, but in time, seeing them as friends. And of course, you all know how I think the White Walkers are misunderstood, so I naturally started wondering what character who sees them as monsters now might eventually see them as friends. But I quickly reverted back to assuming that they're all going to die in Season 8. But I didn't give up. I wanted to find someone who looks at them as friends, and it doesn't have to be in the future. What about the past? Craster made a deal with them. Maybe he looked at them as friends. But no, he didn't. He looked at them like gods.
Wildlings serve crueler gods than you or I.
So unfortunately, I couldn't think of anyone who thought of them as friends, except maybe the 13th Lord Commander, who I believe was the last hero and is the current Night King. But more importantly, all of a sudden I had this realization about the baby donations. We know in the show that Craster had 101 babies.
You have one son, don't you, Moment? I had my 99th.
Baby Sam was supposed to be the 100th. Maybe he was the prince that was promised.
There's 100 men lying awake at night picturing you.
And I've always assumed that the other 100 babies were converted to White Walkers, but I just realized we don't know that. What if? Now Craster's a weirdo. Maybe he always killed his sons, even before the White Walkers and him made a deal.
He's murdering his own children, he's a monster.
What if they showed up one day with open arms implying, "Don't kill the child, we'll take him." So that's my prediction. Many of us expect to learn about the White Walkers, their origin, their past, the original Night King on the wall that has the goatee, and the new Night King. But if we get a flashback of the Night King or a White Walker stopping Craster from killing a boy, we will learn 2 things. First, how Craster and the White Walkers came up with their deal, and also, we may start looking at them differently. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a flashback like this right before all the White Walkers are killed. Forever.
You are a bastard.